body and fullness and gives it more of a goldeny colour.
Why is it that British wine is expanding? And what's the cause? Come with me while I find out. I've headed along the south coast to speak to wine professionals about their opinion on the growth of the wine industry. My first stop was Wiston Estate on the South Downs, where I spoke to Travis Salisbury, the vineyard manager, about his views on climate change and what other factors have led to the growth of the industry.
Not only has it just been global warming and the temperature risings which have increased, I think through education, we've got a broader degree of people understanding viticulture and ornithology for that matter, which has boosted the quality of the industry massively, as well as with the mechanization that's come in. Got a lot more machines, a lot more AI technology, which is helping us do soil mapping. With the expertise which have come into the country has also hugely helped everyone, I think, in the industry be better at what they do. There's a number of people who have come over here to invest in, even now we're getting signs of bigger investment. Tattinger, potentially like other big estates around the world looking to buy land here. The expertise that we've got and the people who have been doing it for much longer generations than us have also really improved. Overall, I do believe, looking at the last, maybe even more than 10 years, 20 years, and the impact of global warming, it has helped England push into a space where they are producing incredible quality. And I think we're now pushing into a realm where we're right in the sweet spot.
Over the last 10 years, the total area under vine has increased by 123%. Now there are almost 900 vineyards in the UK. Production has almost doubled since 2018. The quality and production of English wine has increased. But my question is why? What are the other factors involved? Just a little further along the coast towards Poole, I arrived at English Oak Vineyard. I wanted to find out firsthand what makes someone want to start up a vineyard in the UK, and how has quality and production improved over the last 10 years. I spoke with Andrew Farrar, who owns the vineyard, with his wife Sarah.
So we bought the farm. We bought in vines from nurseries over in Epernay and Champagne with Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier and Chardonnay, the kind of noble grape varieties. So the UK began to create some really good and interesting sparkling wines. And I think as more people began to see what we were doing in competitions where English sparklings are doing really well and began to taste it, we like to think that we're kind of changing people's attitude one glass at a time as they come on tours here and tastings. Still got some way to go, I think.
So obviously climate change is a factor.
Yeah.
But when you look at how England's becoming competition, do you think there's any other factors involved?
Well, I think we've already spoken about the standard and reputation of English wine coming up, and that therefore makes it a better proposition, a more attractive proposition for people to get into as a business, because they can see that demand is rising. And a lot of people who love wine, or who are outside of farming but who love wine, are looking at this as an interesting investment. City people are coming in with their big pocket loads of money and looking for something that they can put their money into. Well, and I think the reputation and the viability of the whole thing just makes it something that people are becoming more and more interested in.
Andrew showed me that starting up an English vineyard takes time. Wine is not produced for the first 6 years, yet the opening of vineyards are still on the way up. Through tours and tastings, the British wine industry has changed the stereotype of English wines. Therefore, tourism is a massive factor that has improved the growth of the wine industry. My final stop was in Sandbanks, where I met up with Rick Stein's son, Charlie. Charlie Stein is a wine expert with over 8 years in training in wines and spirits, and is known for his appearances as a wine consultant and educator. I believed he'd be able to provide a non-biased view of the quality of English wine and tell the truth if it has what it takes to compete with wines across the channel. What would you say is the most significant improvement in English wine over the last 10 years?
It's a few different things. I think climate definitely one. I think we've had a degree raised in temperature since the 80s. Definitely interest in it. I think selection of grape varieties. Back in the day, they used to have a lot of Germanic grape varieties that would only ripen here. The same in France, same in Italy. I mean, over a longer period, we just get better technology and better techniques and just a lot more interest and a lot more money coming into it. And I think it is to do with climate change. I think they're looking at it and thinking this area will be like Champagne was 20 years ago.
Overall, what's your view on English wine and the quality compared to like other countries such as obviously France or Champagne?
I'd say the English sparklings are as good as Grand Marque Champagne, so Bollingers and Moet Hennessy, Moet and Veuve Clicquot. And that's to do with our climatic conditions, and especially in the South Downs, you get the same geology, so you get the same chalk as you get in Champagne. The still wines, I think, have probably got a little way to go. I think Chardonnay for me, and I tried one from Danbury Ridge that I tried blind, so someone poured it for me and said, "What do you think it is?" And I thought it was Burgundy, literally like a Mercer Puligny. Then I was like, no, the acidity's too much, and I was completely like flummoxed by it. But the quality of it was, in my mind, of that kind of very, very top level. I'm very quality driven, so if the quality's not there, I'll be like, I'm not having it. But up until, like 5-10 years ago, I wouldn't have drunk English still wine. Now I will, and I definitely will drink English sparkling.
There are so many factors that have increased the quality of English wine: global warming, investment, technical advancements, and just an increase in knowledge. They've all worked together to make viticulture the largest growing sector in the agricultural department, and it looks like it's still on its way up.